let's start recording. Got everything set up. Recording. Alright, hey, this is Aaron with SharkTrends. Just wanted to bring a couple of new indicators that I've been working on. One of them is called SharkTrends Ocean Pass Strategy, and the other one's called SharkTrends Opening Range Trade. And I've stacked these two on top of each other so that because I found that there is an entirely new trade based upon what's inside of these. So let's talk about the Ocean Pass strategy. Basically what we have here is fib lines, the top one being 0 and the bottom being 1, and this being 0.682, 0.5, and 0.382, I believe. Yeah, 382, 0.5, 0.618, and the top being 1 and the bottom being or the top being 0 and the bottom being 1. And then we also have a moving average that you can change. Right now I have it on 50. Anytime price and the 50 move above the green line, it becomes a buy, and there's higher potential that we're going to break this upper Fibonacci high. And anytime that price stays below that green line, it's more likely to stay to the low. Doesn't mean that it will continue that way, but since this has been bottoming out for a little while, it's likely that we're going to break back up. Not 100% on that, but we're going to go for it. The other indicator is the opening range trade, but basically what we're doing is the closing price of the previous day is blue. The opening price of whatever market that you want to put the numbers in for. So right now I have the closing New York session, and you have to put in the date and the time, and the opening candle with the date and the time. Like in this situation, it's a day prior than this day, and we're going to let this play for a little bit. And I have it on 10x on the replay, and so we're just going to watch this. But what's going to happen is you're going to start to see price start to have the blue line, which is the end of that session, and then as it moves away from it, by the next morning we should return to it. That's the theory. So let's also, what I want to do is, since you can see everything here, I want to take my drawing tool, and before I do that, I want to take this green line, or this blue line, and I want to go down 200 ticks. Okay, so I'm going to go down 200 ticks, and then I want to place a long tool basically up to that 200 ticks. I hope I didn't miss it already. I don't think I did. And then the trade is going to be way over here, but let's go ahead and get this 200 ticks in here again. 200. So we should be able to come down just a tiny bit right there. So the entry is going to be basically anything close to this line and we're still pretty early here, so let's see what price does. If we jump down one more time for this bottom level, I want to see, like right there, I want to move this down here, and I want to move this here, and we're going to enter a buy, and we're going to put our target up at that 200 ticks. What I'm hoping this does is it's something else. I need to put it a little lower. But I want it to do is I want it to go up before it hits this line, because this line is the previous day, and before market opens at 9:30, it should, doesn't have to, it should hit this line or real close. And so the further away from it I put it, I want to be able to get it. But I'm going to get my next lines here in a little bit. So right now we closed it out, okay, and we haven't even opened yet. Right there. Let's pause it. So now my lines are starting to be drawn from 9:30. So this is the first part of the trade, but what I want to get to is that we moved away from this. We moved away from this opening range, from closing candle of New York session, from the 1600 hours. So as we moved away, we don't know how far it's going to get away, okay, but we do know that most likely it's going to return. It doesn't have to return to exactly, and sometimes it'll pass it. But some other clues are these fibs, okay. Keep in mind what I said earlier about ocean path strategy, where anything below this line, you are basically in the ocean, okay, and we want to get past here. We want to get past the ocean if we're going to keep going up. Since we're not passing it, we're going to most likely keep heading down. So from here, we're getting rejection right here right away. So that rejection is significant, and I know that the market moves slow, but what I do want to say is that we're below all of those fibs, which are the zero line, which is way above, which is right here, and we're above the below, but we are below the 382 and below the 0.5 and even below the 618. So that shows that the market is still weak, and even the close is also below the 618, which would represent weakness. So until I see price break above the close and start moving above this 618, above the 618, I'm going to continue to think that it is bearish. So anytime in this area, I want to now go short, because this play is over, because we hit the opening range. So let's grab a short tool, okay, and basically I'm here, but see this candle also is kind of telling you potentially where to start buying or selling. So I would potentially start selling and I would move this up to the 50%, and I would move this down. I don't know how far the market is going to go, but let's let the fibs decide. Let's see, this is, I'm going to pretty much try to trail this. You know, and I would end up trailing this on my trading platform, but obviously this is TradingView, so I don't have a trail tool. But we are going to play this, okay, and we are going to sell. Okay, I don't know how far up it's going to go. And oh, one other point I want to make. Let's stop right there. Okay. I also want to take my trend-based fib extension, okay, and I want to use this center line as a point of control, even though I know it's not. And I want to go from the low to my previous close to the 50% line, okay, and lock it. Okay, what this is going to do is this is going to give me some possible targets, okay, to the upside. And I've removed some of these regular fibs because I don't want it to be in the value area when I take the trade. I want it to be outside of the value area. Okay, so really I should be waiting for it to come down to here before I even take the trade. Okay. So what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for 1. That's going to be my target, or 100% of my target anyways. So, and I can trail it from there if I want to. So that's going to be pretty much my target. And lock this back up. And we're going to shrink this down a little bit so we can kind of see the whole thing. And keep in mind that, you know, I know this isn't point of the control or true value area, but off of the opening range, this is how I'm taking the second part of the trade. The first part was coming into it, and the second part is what happens after market open. So we'll continue to play this, and we'll move this over a little bit so you can see a little better. And you know, you don't have to take minis. This can be micros, but this is with minis on this illustration. And if we break below this this one line, or it's 10, I will move the new target down to 12, and I will take within 200 ticks of that move. So I will put a box 200 ticks. Okay, and I will make a box here and call this my target zone. And I'm going to speed this up, and let's see what we got. As you can see, price broke the 1 already, has not moved even up past the 50%, heading down past the 7.8, and we're getting close to the profit. So I would use my I want my take profit here, and my stop loss I'm going to move here, and I'm going to move my target down here and my stop loss to here. here. See if I can tighten this range a little bit. I'll lock in as much profit as I can, and I already did it. So what I don't want it to do is give back too much. After we hit here, this is going to be our major line. We don't want to go further back past that. And the same about the next one. But as you can see, price is still moving down. As long as we're getting expansion to the downside, the trade is still shorting. Until we get retest of any of these levels. So I would definitely have been out of the trade right there. But since I tightened the range there, I had an expansion. You know, we are a long ways from any of these levels. So, and then we'll just play this till the market close. I'm going to speed it up a little bit more. And I'll try to take within 200 ticks of a range, since I already know it passed here. And looks like we're just about done with the day anyways. So and there we go. That would have hit the target right there within 200 ticks. That would have been the done. Boom. All right, so that takes care of the tool and the strategy between the two. You can use this as one trade, just for one and done trade in the mornings. You can do it from any time frame that you like. It doesn't matter what open. It can be the Asia session, the London session, the US Open. It could be lunchtime. It could be the PM session. It could be anything you want, as long as you put the inputs of the time that you want to put in and the time that you want the tool to appear. And then I'm going to turn this one off. I'm going to clear all drawings, okay, and get out of the instant replay. Okay, so as long as, so you have market close for previous close, entry is from wherever you want it. So if you want another time to enter in, you can change this. So if you instead of you wanting this, what you can also do is you can stack this with another time frame. Okay, so you can have two time frames. That means you have two targets. So this one is 12 o'clock and 5:30, and this one is 6 and 9. Okay, so basically what this is saying is you can, don't even worry about this line. You can take this as an exit point, but if you take your drawing tool for the long position, because this is above you, and you take it here and you take it to the bottom, basically, let's say you don't want to stop out, and you would take the first target there, and you would take the second target up to 50%, which is here. When you do this with these stacked on each other, you are increasing your odds for this trade, and this works out a lot. So, you know, if it doesn't work out, then you're depending on your size. If you oversize it, you know, then this can be a lot. But, you know, right now this is, you know, 200 ticks. So if you're going for micros, 200 ticks, you know, may or may not be very much for you. but the gain on it is almost 850 ticks, and that 50% line is what market's done for a long time. So what I hear in the stock market as a normal trade, but stacking these on top of each other just increases the odds from an earlier time. So keep that in mind. If you are waiting for market open, you could be missing out on the trade. This also works from the other way, and we can maybe see that in a different video. Also, I do want to mention, you want to turn off the labels, okay? And you want to you can leave them on the pricing if you want, but make sure you turn the labels off, because those could be distracting on what the market is actually doing. Okay, and remember that label is only based upon that it's going in a direction. So those are the two things. Also, the same thing on this one here is you want to make sure your labels are off. So buy and sell signals, turn those off. Labels, lines, turn them off. That concludes this video. Let's actually, I do want to say this is that as I've said before, if we're getting range expansion here and these are moving down, eventually you're going to get a line and it's going to move down, and eventually this might be a spot where it's going to reverse and go back up, but it's not really going to be bullish until after we pass this green line. You can do a counter trade, which would be from this bottom red line to any of these lines, and you can still take a long trade, but you need to get confirmation for the setups that you're looking for. Also, I do want to say that this is in no way anything but entertainment purposes. This is not financial advice. I'm not taking any trades or follow this strategy, but this is basically my strategy that I just started using not too long ago, and made a couple of indicators out of it, and I like the way that this is really working out. It potentially will be my only setup for the morning play and the rest of the day. This is part of my journey, and I just want to share it with you and show you how to use these two indicators. If you would like to get these indicators, please reach out to me through YouTube, or if you're a part of the Discord, you can reach out to me that way. All right, thanks. SharkTrends signing off. Thank you. That's in the video, and